My mom's a bitch. She is such a bitch. I'm not gonna go easy on my mom. I'm just not. Today's my birthday. Happy 30th. And the day, ironically, started out great. Because being an ass-bee, we make our own rules, our own guidelines to life. We figure out what works for us, and that's how we decide to live our lives. And I don't like being controlled, and I don't want to roll over and submit. This is why my mental illness of choice, shall we say, was always depression. Alright, so you got psychopathy, that's the one where you gotta control. You have to have control all the time. You've got insanity, that's the one where you always have to submit. You always have to submit because you were savagely beaten as a child, but also you were nurturing people. So you couldn't do the psycho thing. You always had to submit. And then you've got your depressed. Those are the people that don't want to control and they don't want to submit, so they fall into despair. And then you've got your bipolars, and those are the people that are confused as to which of the other conditions they're supposed to latch onto. So they get to feel more emotion, but they also get the unpleasantness of all of the other three main ones together, and they can have all of the different symptoms associated with it. Every single other psychological condition is a byproduct of those main four. All of them. Multiple personality disorder, schizophrenia, agoraphobia, everything is a byproduct of those main four. And I don't really care if you don't believe me. I can back my crap up. All you gotta do is ask, and I can explain away all of these. My mom's a psychopath. I spoke to my sister, and she told me about her latest psycho boyfriend. This guy is like a severe psycho. The past ones, those were psycho boys that hadn't quite, gotten so bad. Most of them probably had decent eating habits and probably had decent friends, and so they didn't develop a bloodlust yet, like this guy. This guy, does the same thing that psycho guys do, and acts really, really sweet right in the beginning, and tricks the person into thinking they're really good. And he would end up lying and saying that she tried to molest his kid, or that she did molest his kid, which she didn't do. Fuck anybody that believes that she did. She didn't. She would never do that. Never. She has no history of that. She shows none of the signs of a person that does things like that. And I'm sorry, but I'm really good at this psychology crap. I can tell if somebody's safe to have around my kids, like safe. And I can tell whether or not somebody is raping my child. And guess what? My kids love their auntie. And you can't really love somebody, be excited to see them, happy, unless they're a good person. Kids tell you what's bothering them. Okay? Now, my daughter told me exactly the person that was destroying her. She came right out and said it was Grandma. She screamed at the top of her lungs that she didn't want to go see Grandma. And that was how I got to the bottom of the fact that my mother was after her. And this was years ago. This is the main reason why I moved to California. Her biological father told me to do so. Get her away from your mom. Well, I certainly wish that I would have done that. Because my daughter developed psychopathic tendencies. And just those. She's not really bipolar. My daughter's down the road to psychopathy. Just like Grandma. Because she didn't really feel the need to nurture anybody. Because she doesn't really live in an abusive home. She just has a fucked up grandma. And my daughter has Asperger's, so she can't read facial expressions right. It's not just being a kid. Every single ancient civilization that had huge technological advances, but also had the need to conquer and destroy, those are entire Asperger's nations. And me just telling it like that, you can figure out exactly which races of people have this problem. And they're the same people that seem like they're cruel. They seem like they don't emote very much. And they come up with ridiculous religions. How dangerous is religion? Just look at it. Anyone that tells you not to look for answers and just pray about it is an idiot. Idiot. You should always look for your answers. And you should look to science. Because science tells you answers. Real ones. That you can use. That can help you. If it wasn't for science, I never would have figured out what was wrong with me. And I never would have been able to correct myself. But this is something that people don't want to admit, that they have problems. They don't accept responsibility for their actions. This is what's wrong with the world. This is really what's wrong with the world. It's proven. It's studied. Do you know that they have happiness studies over in Harvard? Let's talk a little bit more about my sister's psychotic boyfriend. Not only did he take her to court and try and ruin her life because she was being accused of being a child molester, she lost her job. They said you can't work around children cutting hair if you're a child molester. Even just people are too upset by that, even if it isn't true. That's what her boss said. They're losing business for something she didn't even do. And it was thrown out of court because the judge told the guy right to his face, I don't believe a word you say. And I think that you're a bad parent. And you should go over to Barnes & Noble and go get a child psychology book, a book on parenting, because you don't know how to be a good father. And he burned all of my sister's things. He burned all of her things. Everything. And then her clothes, he took her clothes and brought them to Goodwill. So she had nothing. Except for a bookcase that he made for her. That's the only thing that he spared. And when my mother was trying to tell me about it, she did not sound concerned at all. Not at all. She didn't sound concerned. Oh, you know what? This one's really bad. No, this one's really bad. And I was like, they're all really bad. When has she ever had a good boyfriend? This is just same old Mia. And she didn't have any sort of concern in her voice. She wasn't really adamant that I listened to her. No. Not at all. She called me up to complain about my sister. When my sister was going through the worst time of her life, when somebody tried to destroy her, every aspect of her life. And I was like, oh no, this one's really bad. This one's really bad. course, I didn't take it seriously. And if I would have known at all what had happened, I would have scraped together some money, and I would have made my husband buy me a plane ticket, and I would have been at my sister's side, and I would have been to court, and I would have said that I would have very intelligently come up with something to say. I would have had lots of nice points to make. And yeah, I would have shown conviction, because it's repulsive what this man did. This man is a monster. And because my mom's a monster, my mother didn't, she just, oh, same old. Same old, same old. No, not not yada, yada, yada. Bullshit what happened to her. Bullshit what happened to my sister. And it needed to be taken seriously, and it needed to be addressed. My sister didn't even get a restraining order against the guy after he started harassing her, after he burned her things. Jesus! How come nobody gave her that advice? Because her stupid fucking friends, her Facebook friends, and thousands or so yes people, like, oh, you're so pretty, you're such a good singer, blah, blah. They used her as entertainment. She was entertaining to them. And when she was desperate for somebody to help her, all of her stupid fucking yes people just ran away. You're not fun anymore because you're not drinking. You're not drinking and having fun. You're a buzzkill. Fuckers. Fuckers. When somebody's actually in time of need, you're all fucking selfish. You're too busy at the club doing your stupid little fuck dancing, acting like idiots and children. And then when one of your friends gets hurt, you just abandon them because they can't have any fun anymore. Fuck all of you. Fuck anyone that thinks like that. That's psychopathic. That's psychopathic. I'm not going easy on the fucking world. No way. No way. Too many of you give in to your psychopathic tendencies. And if I have to stand up like a mother and reprimand the fucking human race, make you people see reason, then I'm gonna do it. Psychopathy does not cure psychopathy. You cannot fight a psychopath and expect to win without becoming a psychopath yourself. If you're always about winning and you're always about greed and you're always about selfishness, you're a psycho. You understand me? You're a psycho. If you never nurture, if you never love, if every day that you wake up you're angry and you're miserable, you're being an idiot. You're being an idiotic psycho. And I don't care what class you are. That has nothing to do with it at all. It's been studied by Harvard. They actually have happiness studies. It's the best, it's the most signed up for class they have. Everybody wants to know how to be happy. Yeah, getting respect and giving respect, that's how you become happy. Caring about other people, accepting love when you see it, that's how you become happy. And you know what else? You have to eat right. Because if you don't eat right, you can't emote properly. You force yourself into mental illness when you shove a bunch of garbage in your mouth. And it doesn't matter if you're thin or not, because that has nothing to do with it. If you're a thin person, and all you live off of is candy bars, but you only have one a day, you're still an idiot. Idiot. I'm not going to go easy. I'm going to tell everyone in the world exactly what I did to become mentally balanced, chemically balanced. Yeah, I'm pissed off right now because I just got off the phone One of the most damaging phone conversations I've heard in a long time. And I'm not even going through the problem. My sister is. And my mom allowed me to ignore it. So did my dad. My dad didn't discuss these things with me because he was insane. He suffers insanity. Whenever something bothers him, as a self-defense mechanism, he just forgets it. That's what happens when you go insane. That's why there are hoarders out there. The hoard is unpleasant to think about. They don't think about it. Even though their entire house is filled with crap. Again, I can explain every single psychological disorder there is, and I know the causes of all of them, and I know the cure. So, if you choose to call me crazy, and if you choose to ignore the things that I say, and you happen to be mentally ill, then you're denying yourself the ability to be happy. And you're helping the destruction of the whole fucking world. So, yeah, you go ahead. All of you fucking psychos out there, go ahead and label me crazy. Go ahead. Go ahead and threaten me. Go ahead and ridicule me. But if you actually try and destroy me, you destroy your key to happiness. So, live with that.